pretty much the first thing you want to do when you arrive to the area that you're going to ride at is you want to make sure your bike is safe to ride. The most fundamental thing is to make sure that your wheels are properly installed, brakes are all lined up, enough air pressure, all that other sort of stuff. I think one thing that I've seen so many times with all sorts of people riding bikes is that they don't know how to properly install or remove a wheel. So your wheel's held on by what's called a quick release lever. So there's a little cam right in there that you can see it's profiled that keeps the wheel on. So it's not it's not a wing nut. You don't just turn it until it gets tight, because that doesn't actually hold it as tightly or as securely as your quick release. So I've got my closed quick release. I open it, undo it a little bit to clear these little tabs that prevent your wheel from falling out if you somehow forget to close things. So my wheel's off. So it makes it way easier to transport. You need to know how to take the wheel off, to change a flat tire and stuff like that. So to install my wheel, you make sure that your disc brake rotor lines up with your disc brake. Put it on backwards. It's not going to be very safe. So drop it down. Make sure it clears in there with the disc pads. You want to rotate your quick release until you start to get some clamping force. And you want to have your quick release tight enough so it takes the palm of your hand to close. If you can just close it with your fingers, it's going to be a little bit too loose. So that's the front wheel. Rear wheel, pretty much the same thing, a little bit more complicated because you've got to deal with the chain and all the other sort of stuff. So what you want to do is you want to shift your bike into the smallest or largest cog just to know where everything is to start off with. Then you undo your quick release lever, push down, pull the derailleur out of the way, and your wheel's off. So same thing, you've got your gears here, you've got your quick release lever. And you have to remember, what gear you took the bike off in, the chain off in needs to be the gear that you put it back on in, or you can shift. If in the heat of, the moment you pull it off in some other gear, just go over to your shifter, shift it down, slot it in. Remember to put the chain over the cogs because it won't work otherwise. Push things up and back. Make sure you get the disc brake lined up. Sometimes it's easier to do this if you have the bike flipped over. In this case, it might not be. So we're in. Sort of push down on the wheel to make sure everything's fully seated. Close up the quick release lever. And boom, your wheels are off and on.